What it do, what it is. Happy Thursday, NASCAR Nation. Mamba Smith back in the seat for the NASCAR Daily. Listen, on my day, we have a good interview coming up for you. But before that, a little bit of news. We got some unveiling starting to happen for Throwback Weekend at Darlington. And there is an unveil that happened today with the Wood Brothers. This thing is amazing. Typically, we're used to red and white colorways from the Wood Brothers. But this one is this green and yellow. This is fire. It was a collab from the 1965 Brickyard 500 that the Wood brothers happened to pit this car because this Lotus that Jim Clark drove to victory had a Ford V8 in it. All right, this thing is fire. I'm looking at this thing. God almighty, the green and the yellow. I don't know. There's something about it for me that really does it. And the circle. I always love those old school numbers with the circles around it. Now, listen, you can catch the whole unveil on NASCAR's YouTube. Last week, in preparation for the race this weekend, I got to go down to Homestead Miami Speedway, hang out with my boy Todd Gilliland and the farmer himself, Ross Chastain. Check it out. What it is, what it do, baby, NASCAR Nation. Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway.
You're watching NASCAR Daily.
And you're watching NASCAR Daily.
You're watching the NASCAR Daily. So much fun we had last week. Thanks to the Heat for the jersey swap. Meeting Alonzo Mourning. Thanks to Robert is here. Great smoothies. If you get down to Homestead, go check them out. Now, we have a hometown boy on the line, native to the Miami area, a racer's racer, one of the garage's favorite guys to root for and favorite guys to work with. That man is Brad Perez. We got my guy, Brad Perez, Bread, as they call him around the garage. Brad, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm alive. It's a good day to be alive. So I'm glad to talk to you, brother.
Hey, how's the ball field up at the Cannonballs? You got that? You've been doing your job. Everything looks good up there. I haven't been up there yet this year.
Oh yeah, man. We just had the NC State Davidson game last night. We took all the dirt conditioner off until like 11 o'clock last night. So the field's gonna look beautiful on April 4th, the opening day for the Cannonballers.
Okay. Listen, that was completely out of context. But let me explain to y'all real quick. Brad does everything. I mean, everything, and he goes to a lot of baseball games. If you watch his social, you see him in a lot of games. I just thought he was a fan. I just found out just 3 seconds ago that he's part of the groundskeeping crew for the Cannonballers. Bro, how many jobs do you actually have?
When they all call me, I have 6. But when they don't call me, it's looking like 2 or 3, and that's rough for me.
Okay, so you have like 6. So real quick, name them all off.
I'm an instructor at the BMW Performance Center in South Carolina.
Okay.
I'm an instructor at the Ford Performance Racing School in Concord, North Carolina.
That seems like a little bit of opposite. That seems like they are kind of, but okay.
I wish they all hired. Book me. I'm an instructor at the Monticello Motor Club in Monticello, New York. I am a mechanic at Alpha Prime Racing. I'm a driver at Alpha Prime Racing. I am a groundskeeper at the Kannapolis Cannonballers. And I guess I'm a marketing salesperson for Brad Perez Racing.
And you're my dog. Listen, Brad, man.
Can I get that on 1099?
Yeah. Well, that's pro bono. That's pro bono. Man, I'm so glad that you're here because part of what we do here at the NASCAR Daily, I want to pull the curtain back on the garage and shed some light on people like yourself that are just grinding it out, making it happen. So one of the big moments I felt like for you, and even though it didn't go as planned, but the first Chicago race, when you're in the Xfinity car, you made the show, but it rained. Can you so that really messed up your whole race? Can you kind of walk us through that moment a little bit?
Man, then that's pulling one out of the woodwork there. I almost forgot about that one. So we were tough. It was tough to make that race. The car that we had, we barely made the race at Coda. we worked pretty hard on that car pretty late the night before we loaded it, and we went to the racetrack. And in practice, when we put on the wet tires, mind you, the wet tires that we had were our inventory wet tires, so they weren't even new. So we went out there. I think we were like 18th in practice, and I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." And we ended up bolting on stickers for qualifying. I was like, "Guys, I think it's gonna dry out." And I was just nervous on our tire choice, and I was like, I just said, "Screw it, just put on the dry tires. We'll be fine." And we made the race. I think I qualified like 27th or something. And I was so excited. That was the race for me, dude, because I had my sponsors. I had a new sponsor where we did this whole activation. We had a bunch of merch. Like we
Hmm.
spent so much time on that, and I was like, if I miss this race, oh my god, it's gonna be terrible. But yeah, we went to the race, and I was like, look, I'm just gonna make sure I don't crash because I have a feeling they're all gonna crash, and it's gonna be terrible. So I hung out in the back, and then it rained, and I was like, oh damn. And I would have loved to race, but Mother Nature had a different choice for that one.
So I ran into you, I think it was Sunday, after that, and the look on your face was you were devastated because obviously you felt like you had a good opportunity to run well, and you do every time you get into the car, especially on the road courses. And I grabbed you. Do you remember what I told you?
I have a feeling. I think I know, but I'm not sure.
So I grabbed Brad. I said, Brad, you're not even
Supposed to
supposed to
be
be here.
here.
You're not even supposed to be doing this. Bro, you're doing way more than anyone has ever you're not even supposed to be doing this. You're mad that you finished, like I don't know even remember where it was, but like you're in the show. And I think that's so important because the other part to Brad, right? When I raced my last ARCA race, Brad was working on my car. Like Brad knows how to work on his cars. It's an old school trait from drivers. So how do you balance working on the cars, getting doing your 6 jobs and then trying to be a race car driver? Because that's something that most people don't have right now. We don't have that very much in the sport.
Honestly, I feel like I do it out of necessity. Like I feel like I wouldn't. I care about this too much to want to sit aside on a weekend and stay home. Like even if I don't get paid much, like I don't really care. Like I want to be here. I want to be able to have that opportunity. And I feel like if I'm not there and I'm not working on a car and I'm not trying to meet the people and trying to talk to you, trying to talk to Josh Sims, trying to talk to everybody, like I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice because
Mm,
what I feel like I lack in money, I
mhm.
try to make it up for in heart, and that's something that I feel like I've grabbed from a lot of people that I hold so close to me that I it's hard for me to lose it.
Man, I love that. I love that. So all that heart brings us to the present day. We're racing in your backyard, your home track, Homestead Miami Speedway. I know you've made a truck race there before with Tyler Young and that group, and now you're driving the Alpha Prime 45. What's that sponsor you got on that thing? Let the folks know.
Oh yeah, we got KSDT, a Miami company with Florida International University. Paul's up. Go Panthers.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We're gonna have a lot of their FIU athletic staff there, a lot of dignitaries from FIU, and obviously the KSDT folks who have their home office down there in Miami. I'm just so excited to have everybody there. I love seeing my people, and getting to represent my people is awesome. So I love it.
Man, you are absurd. You're a light of the garage. I think you're one of those guys that everyone likes to see get opportunities and talk about and pull for. I'll never forget being on pit road with next to your dad when you made your first national series start. That was such a vibe of a moment. Everyone was excited, man. One thing that Brad does very well is social media. Okay. If you haven't found him or aren't following, make sure you go check him out. But Brett, isn't there a term that you always use when you're on your way home? What's that thing that you always say?
I say, airplane driver, please take me home.
Every time, bro. So if anyone sees that term, it came from this man. There's a second thing that Brad always does, and I say this all the time. If you need weather to come to your city, have a NASCAR race because we always bring a little bit of moisture in the air, and it seems like it rains almost every week for one event or another. Brad has had a running tally for what? 3 years now, Brad?
Yeah.
Of the events, of the weekend that are getting rained out. I think we're up to, like, 6 different things throughout the weekends this
Whew.
this year, yeah, Brad?
Yeah. Hey, we going to the track?
We still going? Oh, no. Oh, okay, we are? Alright, bet. Hey, man, thank you so much for your time. Good luck. We'll be cheering on the 45 this weekend. Pause up, baby.
Pause up. Thank you, Mamba. Appreciate you, brother.
Shout out to Brad Perez. Thank you for the time, my brother. Now I am your captain, and we're going to land this bird for the NASCAR Daily. Tomorrow, you'll have Shannon Spake back with you. That's it for Mamba Smith. Peace.